I'm giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahshua Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Hassad, go to the sellers and buy. And you should be familiar with Matthew chapter 25, which I quoted part of it. I didn't go into the scripture about the 10 virgins. We all know or should know that a parable, by the way, is a parable, and it applies to Israel. You're going to have 10 virgins, 5 are wise, 5 are foolish. 5 that are wise because they had oil in their lamps or have oil in their lamps. The 5 that are foolish have lamps but no oil. So that represents the ones that come into Israel that fall out, that never come into Israel, that come into Israel, staying in Israel, but teaching different doctrines from the true doctrine, which GMS has 100% truth. Anyway, so like I said, the video that I did earlier, I had mentioned Matthew 25. I had it on my list, but I didn't go to it. So I'm watching this video that Apostle Gabar had put together, entitled Hassad, your light is out, and we have nothing more to give you. Yeah, because you can't get it because you have no oil. In Matthew 25, where it says they trim, there was a cry made, and they trimmed they trimmed their lamps. When you look that up, it means, and as a kid, I had a lamp, a little kerosene lamp where you had to put kerosene in it, and you had that wick, and you would light it up, and if there's oil in there, the wick will go into the oil, and that's what gave fuel to the fire. When you ran out of the kerosene, the fire would go out. You had to have oil in a kerosene lamp. So back then, they didn't have flashlights. They had candles, but they also had lamps. So when you were walking in the middle of the night, you had a lamp with you, and you needed oil. And you would realize that your oil's running low, so you would say, "Well, let me go and get some more oil." So what does Matthew 25 talking about? It's talking about the ones of us that were back during the time of Yahushua, during the time of King David, the many different reincarnations. Now, if you were with the Lord, I'm using a perfect example of the disciples that became apostles. They're back here again. We don't know who they are. Some of them might be in the spiritual realm. But guess what? When they came back with oil in their lamps, because they had oil in their lamps 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, whatever the case may be. So they always had that oil, so they were always going to be put back in their position, as it says in Daniel chapter 12, about Daniel being placed back in his lot, meaning Daniel is here among us, or maybe he's in the spiritual realm. Could be Marshall, could be Albert Bivens, could be anybody, and could be a brother that you cool with. Brother that's reading for you might be Daniel. Or you might be reading, the brother that's speaking, that might be Daniel. We don't know. That's what it's meant by we see through a glass, a dark glass. Not too many words, paraphrasing 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Meaning we don't know. I can't point to a guy and say, well, you're the Peter, and you're Jeremiah, and you're this guy, and you're the Apostle Paul, and you're Peter, and this and that and the third. That's what that's talking about. But when it comes to the scriptures, we're all supposed to know 100% of the scriptures. Somebody pulls out a precept, you break it down. In the case of Hassad, we broke it down. He's challenged me to go in. He said, Tahar never went into. He mentioned Ezekiel 38, but he never went into it. So I went into it. I went straight to the 9th verse and read the rest of the chapter. And I said, look, that ain't talking. That's talking about when this place goes down completely. Ronan had two of them, Hassad and Hakkar, completely confounded. Their eyes were going up in their head. I think it was Hakkar that passed it on to Hassad. Well, you deal with that. They were confounded. Ronan confounded Gregory, the name that he is. You can go to the last, I don't know, 30 minutes, 30 some odd minutes, and they had to hang up on this guy because it was getting too hot in the kitchen. All right. Anyway, not knocking Hassad and Hakkar, because they do go in the scriptures. They tell you that you're Israel, but they don't have the full. They don't have the 100% truth. You see. So in this video, I didn't even watch the whole video. It said, Hassad, your light is out, and we have nothing more to give you. Because and we came to the conclusion that you have no oil in you. You had a little bit of oil, and you have no oil in you. So how can we give you something? We give you something stuck on stick, because you need oil. You're looking kind of rusty, boy. You need some oil. Anyway, so I can read Matthew chapter 25, but I'm basically quoting parts of it. There's a part where the ones that didn't have the oil went to the ones that had oil. Give us some of your oil because we ran out. The ones with the oil will say, we can't do that because there's not enough for us and you. And what was said in the parable is for the ones without the oil to go to the sellers and buy. Figure it out for yourself. You can't come up to us. I got a question. I want to have a discussion. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it because you have no oil. Point blank, period. Point blank and period. As Blue Blood Sports TV would say, point blank and period. Anyway, so there's been comments putting up, right? So this is one comment. I'm gonna read this. I guess he backs Hassad. It says TBH. I'm not good with acronyms. Hassad is more well versed basically than all the brothers standing up there. Okay, well, if he's more well versed in the scriptures, why is he asking questions? He should know the answers. You know? You got questions, we got answers. He's looking for answers with guys, as you say, don't have the script. Why would you be a mechanic, a master mechanic for 25, 30 years and go to a guy that's been a mechanic for 2 years? That's stupid. All right? It says, brothers standing up there, so answer not a fool doesn't apply here. Dismissing someone that wants to dialogue. Well, guess we said that we don't dialogue. We don't debate. We don't dialogue. We give you the truth. If I get a job from the city to direct people like tourists to go certain places, my job is not to have debates with the tourists. My job is when the tourists come, give them a map and say, well, what's the best restaurant to go to? And you say you go to this restaurant, that somebody gonna jump up. No, those are the wrong restaurants. And they said, well, we got to have a debate. I said, look, man, I told you what I got to tell you. There's no discussion about it. My opinion of the best restaurants or the best museums is this list here. You want to listen to that guy? You listen to him, all right? That's just a example. Dismissing someone that wants to dialogue is an easy way out. Yes, it is an easy way out. We want out. We don't want to deal with you. We run out. Inside joke. We don't want to deal with the guy. The guy's a pest. Hassad is basically an asshole. Oh, here comes that asshole. Let's get the hell out of here. You're on the court playing ball, and this guy, he comes down, he wants to play, and he can't play for shit. He can't dribble a ball without whatever. So you close the game, Next, I got next. Oh, well, you got next by yourself because we going home. Because we want to play with you. Okay? It says calling the cops is even crazier, though. Why would you want to be the reason your brother, well, he's not our brother in the spirit because he's not doing the will of the Father. He's bucking up against what we're saying. are getting arrested, especially knowing, well, I'll say this. If we say, look, brother, we don't want you around, you're harassing us, if you do not move, we're going to call the cops. Now, if the nigga decides to, and I'm saying in general, if the nigga decides to stay and the cops come and arrest him, that's on him. Okay? What these cops are doing to blacks without a second thought. What if that brother gets killed by the cops because you decided to call the cops on him like a sucker? Should have been an exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Like a sucker. You should have put it in all caps. That blood is on your hands, same as you doing it yourself. We got to do better. Shake my head. Well, anyway, you know how many times I got pulled over by cops? You know how many times I've been in the system and I came out scot-free, didn't have a mark or scratch on me? You know how many times I got pulled over by police that I even got into arguments with and told them, look, you wasting your damn ink because I'm going to beat this goddamn case. And the cop would say, we'll see. I say, yeah, we'll see, officer. But I'll call him officer. They'll call me sir. Guess what? We go to court. I beat it. And there's one state trooper, man. He got so mad he started crying, man. He said, I'm going to beat this case. He said, yo, you can't beat that. Let's see. Let's go in there and see. Watch what the judge's going to say. So the guy, it was a Jake. It was a state trooper, too, that knew the law. And I showed him the law I was going to beat him on. I said, this is the law right here that I'm going to beat you on. I'm showing you what the law is. Do you really know the law? He went in there, the judge threw the shit out. And I looked at the dude and smiled. I didn't get beat up. I didn't get shot. You know? Because the people that get shot is because the Most High puts a spirit on a cop to shoot a motherfucker. Even if you gotta kill a motherfucker. Inside joke. But anyway, we just put that up to it doesn't mean that we're actually gonna necessarily call the cops, but that's a good piece of advice because he's an asshole, man. He's a groupie, he's an asshole. He ain't sleeping right now. He got toothpicks in his eyes, man. Her car ain't doing it. Her car moved on. Her car ain't messing with this stuff. But this dude, this brother right here, Hassad, man, he's obsessed with us. Just like my man Vocab Malone. And Vocab Malone is more tactful than this guy. If Vocab Malone and Hassad came up, I'd probably call the cops on the side before I call the cops on Vocab Malone. This guy's just demanding answers, man. You know? You're not going to get a Hassad because you don't have the oil. I hate to disappoint your guys, bro, but you ran out. Anyway, I'm not going to make this long. With that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next. And don't come around. You're not welcome. You're not welcome here no more. You know? What's that song? You're not welcome anymore. When I made you change the locks and took away the key. Whatever the lyrics are. Sometimes you got to have fun with this thing. But look, Hassad, Brother Hassad, whatever you are, whatever title you possess, we're tired of you. We don't want you coming around here no more. Don't bring your ass around no more, because we may call the cops on you. All right? We don't want to dialogue with you. We don't want to debate. We don't want to have nothing to do with you. Just go about your merry way and do what you can do. And another thing, and you getting kicked out of Sakari, now either you're off because you got kicked out or Sakari's off. So either the Most High is not dealing with Sakari or the Most High is not dealing with you. You know? You should have fought to stay at Sakari. And then the Most High Satan was guiding you because the first place you went to was ISUBK. So the Spirit wasn't guiding you. Them spirit guides wasn't helping you, bruh. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.